So today we will discuss a simple problem to summon LeetCode. Given an array of integers and an integer target, we have to return indices of two numbers such that they add up to the target. We may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and there exists no such case where we'll not end up having a solution. So now let's discuss how we'll approach this problem. What we will do is that while traversing the array, at each element we will see if this element along with some other element that has occurred previously forms the target sum or not. For this, we have to keep a track of elements visited so far along with their indices. So what's better than using a hash map, as we can look up for any element in hash map in O1 time. So at each element, we'll look if there exists any element target minus current element in the hash map or not. Why we are doing this? If we have visited an element equals to target minus current element so far, and if we add our current element to it, we'll simply get our target sum. So if our current element is x, we have to look for element target minus x so that our overall sum becomes target. If such an element exists, then we'll simply take indices of that element and current element and push them inside a vector and return this vector as answer. So now let's take an example for further clarity. If we have an array 2, 7, 11 and 15 and target sum equals to 9, what we'll do is we'll start traversing this array from 0th index and look for an element target minus current element, that is equals to 7. 7 doesn't exist in our hash table, so what we will do is we'll push the current element, that is 2, along with its index 0 and insert it into our hash table and continue. When we come to element 7, we again look for element target minus current element, that is 2, in our hash table, and this time we found an entry corresponding to 2 in our hash table. So what we will do is we have finally achieved what we wanted to do, and we have found our answer. So element 2 and element 7 form our target sum, that is 9. So we'll take this index and our current element's index, push it into a vector and return this vector as our answer. So now let's go to the implementation part. What we'll do first is we'll declare a hash map. So an order map is basically implementation of hash map in C++ standard template library. We'll have a vector as our answer. We'll start traversing the vector, and at any step, at any index, if we found target minus current element in our map, then basically we have found our answer. We'll push that index and the current index in our vector, break the loop, and finally return the answer. Otherwise, what we'll do is we'll insert the element along with its index in our hash map. So now let's take a pause for a minute and think why we are using a hash table or hash map. Hashing in general has excellent time complexity for insertion, search and deletion operations. What we are doing here is at each step we are looking for an element target minus current element in our hash table. That operation is done in O1 time. That's why we are using a hash table. So now let's submit our solution to LeetCode. you can see that our code is running perfectly fine. Thank you. Thank you. If you liked this video, then press the like button and do subscribe this channel for more such videos.